In this video, I'm going to show you how to use switch condition within your approvals kit solution business process flow. Now, Girish Corporation Limited is a fictitious company, and there are four staffs who work for Girish Corporation. So Girish, Adele, Alex, and Lee are the users who works for this organization. Now Girish basically works for a Queensland branch, New South Wales branch. Adele works Victoria branch. Alex works South Australia branch. Lee works. Now, there are postcodes associated with different states. So, New South Wales has 2,000 postcode, 4,000 postcode for Queensland, 3,000 for Victoria, and 5,000 for South Australia. Now, agents receive case as per the postcode. So, take for example, if there is a simple case management system, and if the user say submits a case or submits a support request to the organization, depending on the user's location, it gets directed to different agents. Now if you submit a postcode, if you submit a case from say Queensland location, then the request should go to Girish, because Girish handles all the Queensland region cases. So like this is the use case basically to handle those case management request as per the postcode. Now to implement this, what we are going to do, we are going to make use of the approvals kit solution. Now I've already installed approvals kit solution, and in my previous video I've shown how to use an if condition using in the stage using those business process kit. Now here I'm in homepage approval center. What I'm going to do, I'm going to approval designer, go to process and click on new process designer. Now, as this new process designer loads, I need to do a couple of things. So first, what I need to do is create a approval process. So here, I'm going to name it as like case management postcode request. So this is some name, case management postcode request, and I'm going to make use of variable. So in the variable, I'm going to take a number value, and I'll call it as var postcode. So this is the variable name which I'm creating, and the default value I'm just going to put say 2000, and I'll click on add. Now I've created a variable postcode and numbers default value is 2000. I'll click on close. Now here, now remember, like the logic basically is to if anything comes for 2000 postcode, go to New South Wales representative, that is Adele, and 4000 Queensland, which is Girish, 3000 postcode Victoria, Alex, 5000 postcode South Australia. So in order to depict this, what we're going to do, we are going to create a stage. Okay, so once you create a stage here, before you even create a stage, you just say postcode diversions. Okay, something like that, some name. I'll just put the description as well, postcode diversion description. And from the condition, don't select if else switch, select switch. Now why would you use switch and why not if else? Because if you have a simple condition like one or two condition, then if else makes sense. But if you have more than three or more condition, then it is preferred to use switch. So I'm going to use switch because I have now four condition. Now I'm going to make use of a variable which is where postcode. Now where postcode is equal to, so it's a very straight hard coded one, where postcode equal to, and then I can put static value, um, postcode equal to something, postcode equal to something, and the default value. Now here, again, if I'll just want to show you again how we got this screen. Okay, so I'm just going to cancel this off, and I'll click on add a stage, and then again I'll show you. Say stage name is postcode diversions. Okay, and condition is switch. Okay, now here you have paths, right? So 2 3 4 5. Now in our case, how many paths are there? There are total 5 paths. Why? Because there are four users, 1 2 3 4, and the fifth one is a default one, so that's why the path is 5. Okay, so I'm gonna select path as 5. Okay, so as you see over here, we'll see 5 blocks. Now I'll make use of request data where postcode. Now here I'm just gonna put if the value is 2000, if the value is say 3000, if the value is 4000, if the value is 5000, and then the default value. Okay, so this is how you basically set those system. Now all good. Now, just to show you, 2000 goes to Adele and 4000 to Girish. So 2000 to Adele. So if I click over here in the node, so approver is basically Adele. So I need to select Adele as an approver, and I'll just click on add, and I'll just say Adele NSW approver. Okay, I'll just paste this. Click on save. So if anything comes with the postcode 2000, then Adele is going to approve it. Anything which comes for 4000, then Girish is the person who's going to approve it. So Girish, approval type again, approve, reject, everyone must approve. So that's fine. I'll just click on add and Girish QLD and click on save. And for the next condition, Victoria 3000, Alex. Victoria 3000 is Alex. So okay, I think here I just put Alex's name, Adele's name. So Adele should come here in 2000. So I'll just call it as Adele NSW. I'll select Adele's name, I'll click on add, click on save. So 2000 is Adele and 3000 was Victoria Alex. Okay, so 3000 is Alex. So the second one should be Alex. So I'll just edit the stage again, edit the node again. I'll remove this and now I'll just switch back to Alex. So Alex, and here I'll just say Alex approval. Click on add and save this. And the last one is for Lee. Okay, so this is the last one which goes for Lee approval. I just say Lee approval. So this is how you can route the information to different approver depending on the request they receive. So if you receive a case from different zones, then these are the people who's going to approve the request, and then based on your business need, you can further add more levels of approval. Now for the default, yes, we need to specify someone. So in the default, what I'm going to do, I'm going to just say Girish should be the default person who would be looking for all other requests. I'll just say all other requests, and then I'll put Girish's name. So you can put, this is how you basically add all those requests using a switch condition. So now we have five conditions. So anything which is coming for postcode 2000 will go to Adele. Anything for 3000 will goes to Alex. 4000 to Girish. 5000 to Lee. And then if there are any other default, you just give it back to Girish. Okay. So this is how you basically use switch condition. And you just click on save and click on publish. Okay, and once you publish it, it might take another minute to publish. So in the meantime, what we are going to do, we are going to create a new flow. So you can attach it to a model driven app or canvas app, but in the interest of time, I'm just going to create a flow. So I'll just say case routing approval, manually trigger a flow, click on create, and from here I'm gonna add an input. So I'm gonna put a postcode number, which is again a number. So because I need some number, so I'll just call it a var, or I'll just call it as postcode. Okay, and by default the postcode I'm gonna put as say maybe 2000 or maybe 1000. Okay, because that number doesn't exist. So all good. Now here if I click on add an action and just type approval, and I'll select runtime, click on class custom, you'll see approvals kit, start business approval process, and here you should see the process which you have just created. Now the process which we have just created, which is called as, let me show you, this is published. So this is called as case management postcode request. Okay, so here can you see case management postcode request? If no, then I think what we need to do, maybe we just need to refresh it. But if we refresh it, then we might have to do this again. So let me pick up, let me go here under custom value and just close this. And what I'm going to do, it's not showing me to get that input, so I'll just refresh the screen. Okay, let's refresh it. So the name is case management postcode request. So here again I need to do some stuff again, but that's fine. I'm gonna just put approval and custom start business approval process, and I should be able to see case management postcode request. So I'm going to select that and I'll just click on save. Okay, now we need to put some value over here where postcode and requested by. So where postcode will come from the when you run a flow, you will you need to pass those information. So we are going to do what we are going to do, we are going to add a number over here, and I'll just call it as postcode and put some number. So the number I'm going to put is 1000. Okay, and here start business process, I'm going to hook that number here, and I'll call this a postcode. Requested by, I'm going to hard code it, or you can pick it dynamically from your application. So the interest of time, I'm just going to add my name. Now looks like our workflow is complete, so let me save this information. So what we have done, we have written a simple flow, which is a manual triggering a flow, which asks for a variable, which is a postcode number. So the moment you put a postcode number, automatically the approval process will be directed based on the process you designed. So let me test this. So if I click on test, then click on manually, click on test, case routing approval process, it will ask for the variable, which is postcode. So I need to pass the postcode number. So let's pick up 4000. Okay, the postcode. So first we need to sign in, click on continue, and let me put the number as say 4000 and click on run a flow. So if everything is work fine, then Girish should be the approval for the request. Okay, so let's see. So if you go to the home page over here, you should see my submitted workflow. So case management postcode request. So our workflow has triggered. So that's good. Now we just need to find the number, the instance number 1041. So where it lands. So if I click on refresh again, let's see what comes under received approval request. So who gets that uh, request for approving? And I can see that postcode diversion is a stage, and Girish has got the approval because you have um, put the number as 4000, and as per the workflow you can see that 4000 should go to Girish, and then Girish can see the information in the email. So it might take a while for that information to come in, and then Girish can provide an approval based on the request received. Okay, and then that's how you complete the workflow. Okay, now I'll not wait for Girish to receive email. Okay, anyways, Girish has received that email, so that's good. Click on approve, and Girish has submitted the approval request. Now second time what we are going to do, again we will submit this request. So I'm going to click on test, and final status approved, so you get a notification in Teams as well, so that's nice. Click on manual, click on test, and then from here you put a postcode as, let's see, by putting Lee, okay, or Lee or Edel, maybe Edel 2000. Okay, so if I put a postcode as 2000, then the request should go to Edel. Now send this, all good. If you go back here, you should see 1038 case management postcode request. So if I refresh it, then you will see that that workflow has triggered or not. So you see 1038, so that's good. So workflow has triggered. However, Edel has yet not received that approval request because it's still processing. So soon you should see the number 1042, and it should point to Edel. So let me refresh this. And now, yes, now we see postcode diversion, Edel NSW 2000, and Edel has received the request, and Edel can then approve it. So if I log into Edel, so this is Edel's inbox. So Edel should also receive an approval request, and based on the approval process, Edel is going to either approve or reject it. So Edel has received the information, and idle is going to say, maybe let's assume reject it. Okay, and then reject comments or something you can put, and that's it, you submit this. So this is how you basically create a multi uh, conditional workflow within a single stage. So as you see over here, this is one stage. Okay, you can have multiple stages, but in this example I've just used one stage. However, within this one stage, um, what we have done, we have created multiple conditions. Now multiple condition can be done using if, but if you have more than one condition, or maybe more than two condition, I would say it is better to use switch, and then you can have as many conditions as you can. But remember, switch also, like, I think there is a limitation whereby you can have five condition max or so. So if that's the case, then you just use the switch condition to address individual request. And thereafter you can also extend this workflow by sending it to some different node or sending it to some different stages, and then you can create the workflow, and you can make the workflow as complicated as you can depending on your requirement. Okay, so that's it, folks. This is how you basically use switch in the stage condition. Thanks for watching.